My neighbor purposely left their dog in my yard to prevent me from using it. I have lived in a townhouse for the last 3 years with my husband and two 60-pound dogs. For a bit of background, I got attacked by a dog just before my neighbors moved in 2 years ago. This left me with a fear of strange animals up until recently, when I was able to work through my trauma with my therapist. My neighbors have 4 loud and reactive dogs, 3 Chihuahuas and 1 Australian Shepherd, which charge the fence whenever they see someone on the other side and bark constantly. This had prevented me from using my backyard for the last 2 summers. Now that I have worked past the panic attacks and fear, I am spending the majority of weekends in my yard and letting my dogs go back and forth freely from the yard. My dogs have been well socialized and don't have any interest in the fence when the other dogs are reacting. Up until yesterday, when the neighbors' dogs came out, I would bring my dogs inside, but it would still mean a minute or so for their dogs to calm down. I would let my dogs back outside to play when the neighbors go back in. This was no big deal to me. Now Q Sunday. The neighbors let their dogs out, they react, and I bring my dogs in. Same old routine, except my neighbor curses me under her breath, "Keep your effing door shut." This is not the first time they have been rude, either. This gets under my skin, considering her dog's reactivity is the reason I did not feel comfortable in my own backyard, and it is not my dogs who are reactive. Plus, I have always been the one to bring my dogs in, not the neighbor. So I've started to be a bit petty. Now when the neighbor lets their dogs out, I stay out and play fetch with my dogs while her animals are going HT, instead of bringing my dogs inside as I have always done. My dogs love it because they are getting more exercise than before. It's only been 3 days, and my neighbor is exasperated and has to chase her dogs around the garden. I have patio furniture being delivered tomorrow, and I fully expect to enjoy my yard to the fullest this summer. After a week or two, I'll probably put up a visual blockade so her dogs can't see mine to be nice, but I'm not going to restrict my well-trained animals for her untrained ones any longer. Don't appreciate my courtesy, I won't give it. Update: neighbors decided to cuss me out and tell me to go inside last night. I said no but put the dogs inside because the neighbors were being aggressive. They said our dogs should be able to be outside too. Go inside. I said your dog's reactivity is not my problem and they are more than welcome to use your yard. The fact they can't stop charging the fence long enough to piss is your issue, and stood in the middle of my yard. They shouted at me to get the F inside. I told them, make me. One told me to meet them out front. I said, no, if you want something from me, climb over this fence yourself. They yelled a bit more, and I didn't respond, and they went inside after a minute. I think the neighbors have finally cracked a bit, and it's only week 1. Not proud and honestly don't want to deal with this nonsense, but I'm not going to bend to a bully.